What if I told you that everything you've ever been taught about setting goals is holding you back? Let's get brutally honest. Most people spend their entire lives following the rules, working hard, aiming for realistic dreams, and yet, year after year, nothing changes. Their bank account, flat, their career, stuck, their ambitions, slowly dying in the comfort zone. But here's the cold truth nobody wants to say out loud. Playing it safe is the most dangerous thing you can do. Being reasonable is a trap, and every day you choose to think small, you're silently choosing mediocrity over greatness. Now imagine this. If you look back on your life 10 years from now and realize that the only thing stopping you was that your goal's 10 times too small, and your actions are 10 times too weak, how angry would you be? You might feel uncomfortable right now, even a little defensive. Good. That means you're ready for the truth. Because today we're about to unlock the one rule that separates the top 1% from the rest, the 10x rule, and trust me, if you stay with me to the end, you'll never see your goals, your limits, or your potential the same way again. Let's face it, if working hard and setting realistic goals actually worked, most people would already be living their dream life. But look around, the average person is stuck in a repetitive cycle of wake up, work, sleep, stress, repeat. They wonder, why am I not further along? Why do my dreams always feel just out of reach? Here's the raw answer. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack talent. It's because you've been sold a lie about success. Society celebrates being realistic, playing it safe, fitting in, not making waves. But normal effort creates only normal results. And in a world this competitive, normal is a recipe for regret. The real reason people stay stuck: they underestimate what it takes to break through. They set their targets low to avoid disappointment, then put in just enough action to feel busy, but never enough to change their reality. I've been there myself, feeling like I'm pushing as hard as I can, frustrated by the lack of real progress, thinking maybe I just don't have what it takes. But then I learned the 10x rule, and suddenly everything flipped. It was never about working harder. It was about raising my standards, my goals, and my actions to a level that almost felt insane. If you've ever felt stuck or like your biggest dreams are always slipping through your fingers, stick with me, because what you're about to learn will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about success. And if you'd like more high-level mindset strategies like this, hit subscribe now. Let's go 10x together. Move 1: 10x goals. Why realistic is a trap. Picture this. A young woman, hungry for more, sets herself a realistic goal. Maybe it's doubling her income or finally starting her own business. She makes a plan, shares it with her friends, and works hard. But months go by, and the finish line just keeps moving further away. Disappointment creeps in. Self-doubt sets up camp. She quietly lowers her target, telling herself, maybe I just aimed too high. Sound familiar? Here's what Grant Cardone realized, and what almost nobody else will tell you: realistic goals are a trap. They trick you into thinking small. They make you believe that average is safe when in reality, average is dangerous. Because the world doesn't reward average, it ignores it. Society often promotes the be reasonable narrative. Parents, teachers, friends, they all want you to fit in, to aim for what's possible. But every person you secretly admire, every outlier who changed the world, started with a goal that sounded ridiculous to everyone else. That's the first law of the 10x rule. Set goals that are 10 times bigger than you think are possible. Why? Because the size of your goal determines the size of your action and the obstacles you'll be willing to overcome. Let's be real. If your target is earn a little more this year, you'll put in just enough effort to get a small raise. But if your target is build a 7-figure business in the next 24 months, suddenly the game changes. You wake up earlier, you stay up later, you do what others won't. So here's your challenge. Take whatever goal you're holding right now and multiply it by 10. If you want to make $5,000 a month, go for $50,000. If you want 10 new clients, shoot for 100. If your dream is to write a book, aim to become a best-selling author. Yes, it will feel scary. Yes, people will say you're delusional. That's precisely the point. The 10x mindset isn't about being reasonable. It's about becoming unreasonable enough to change your life. But don't think setting big goals is enough. there's a catch that often prevents most people from getting started. Ready for it? You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your actions. And that's where the real work begins. Stay with me, because in the next section, I'll show you why the way you approach effort is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, and why almost everyone gets it dead wrong. Move 2, 10x action. When you think you're doing enough, multiply it by 10. Let's be honest. How many times have you caught yourself saying, "I'm already trying so hard, why isn't it working?" You read the books, you go to the seminars, you make the to-do lists, but the breakthrough, it never comes. Grant Cardone calls out the one truth almost everyone misses. You don't get what you want, you get what you obsessively, relentlessly chase down with massive action, long after most people would have quit. He breaks down human behavior into 4 levels of action. No action. The people who dream, but never start. Retreat. Those who try, hit an obstacle, and immediately pull back into their comfort zone. Standard action. The good employees, the hustlers, the steady grinders. They do what's expected, maybe a bit more, and wonder why nothing significant ever happens. Massive action. The obsessed, the crazy ones. The people who take so much action often seem insane to others. Let's take a real example. Imagine 2 people launching a business. Person A sends a few emails, posts on social media, and talks to some friends. When the results don't show up, they blame the market, the timing, or the algorithm. Person B, they send 100 emails, post daily, call everyone in their network, knock on doors, and pitch at every opportunity. When people say you're overdoing it, they double down. Who do you think wins every single time? Here's the hard truth. Normal effort gets normal results. Massive effort is the only thing that breaks through the noise. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's exhausting. But this is the price of being extraordinary. Think of any huge success story. Elon Musk, Oprah, Michael Jordan, every single one is addicted to massive action. Not luck, not perfect timing, not connections. Relentless 10x level action long after the rest have gone home. And here's what nobody tells you. When you operate at massive action, you actually eliminate most of your competition, because 99% of people simply aren't willing to keep going when it gets hard. Ask yourself right now, what's one area of your life where you've been operating at normal speed? How would your results change if you did 10x more, starting today? Because in the next section, we're going to hit the most challenging part. How do you keep pushing forward when everyone around you says you're crazy, or tries to pull you back to normal? Stay tuned, because that resistance is not your enemy. It's the sign you're on the right path. Move 3. Resilience to criticism and smashing through obstacles. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. Once you start operating at 10x levels, setting huge goals, taking massive action, something strange happens. People notice, and not always in a good way. You'll hear, "Slow down, you're going to burn out. Why are you working so hard? Be realistic." Don't you think you're getting a bit obsessed? Grant Cardone faced it his whole life. Teachers, colleagues, and even family rolling their eyes at his ambition. He got laughed at, doubted, and even warned to know his place. The more he pushed, the louder the critics got. And you know what? That's how you know you're onto something. Every breakthrough brings resistance. It's physics. Push hard enough and the world pushes back. But most people see criticism and obstacles as a sign to slow down. The 10x rule flips that mindset. Obstacles and haters aren't the problem. They're proof you're breaking out of the average. Here's the deal. When you pursue massive success, you will be misunderstood. People often project their limitations onto others. Sometimes the loudest critics are the ones who once dreamed big but settled. That's why Cardone says, don't run from resistance. Run toward it. Let it fuel you. Let every "you can't" become a reason to do it 10 times bigger. Think about it. Every innovator, every game changer, every person who left a mark on the world faced a wall of doubters. They didn't get there by playing small or giving in when things got tough. When you hit roadblocks, fatigue, self-doubt, or failure, it's easy to think, maybe I should slow down. But those moments are the crossroads where most people quit. The few who keep going, they become unstoppable. So here's my question for you. What's the most significant no or criticism you've faced chasing your goals? Drop it in the comments. Let's turn those no's into fuel. Because coming up next, we'll dig into the deeper reason why Cardone insists that going 10x isn't just for you, it's your responsibility to everyone around you. Are you ready for the absolute truth? Let's go. Move 4. Success is your duty. Why the 10x rule changes more than just your life. Here's a truth nobody tells you. Your success is not just about you, it's about everyone who depends on you. Your family, your team, even your future self. Grant Cardone puts it simply, success is your moral obligation. Think about it. When you aim low and play small, it's not just your potential you're shrinking. You're unconsciously teaching everyone around you to settle for less too. Cardone's story drives this home. He didn't come from money or connections. He had just relentless drive. When he went all in on the 10x rule, yes, he changed his own life, but more importantly, he inspired his family, created jobs, built communities, and demonstrated what was possible for anyone willing to strive for more. When you break through your limits, the impact ripples outward. Your kids see what's possible. Your friends level up. Your whole world starts expecting and demanding more from themselves. That's why normal isn't just a personal risk. It's contagious, but so is massive success. Your energy, your standard, and your results permit others to step up. The 10x mindset isn't just about getting rich or famous. It's about living as an example of what's possible when someone refuses to settle. And here's the best part. When you commit to living at 10x, you naturally attract opportunities, people, and resources that normal never will. So let me ask you, who's watching you right now, hoping you'll show them what's possible? Maybe it's your kids, your partner, your team, your younger self. Never forget, when you level up, you lift others. But before we wrap up, there's still one game-changing insight you need, the one that makes the 10x rule actually stick in the real world, and it all starts with a decision right now. Here's the truth. Most people will watch this and go back to their normal, but not you. Because now you know every extraordinary result starts with an unrealistic goal. It is built through relentless, uncomfortable 10x level action. Remember, it's not enough to just think bigger. You must act bigger, push past resistance, and refuse to accept average in any area of your life. The world doesn't need more people playing it safe. It needs leaders, dreamers, and action takers willing to set a new standard. So here's your 10x challenge. Right now, take the biggest goal you have, multiply it by 10, and drop your new 10x target in the comments. Don't just dream it, commit to massive action, and let us know how you'll start today. And if you found this valuable, subscribe for more high-performance mindset and strategy breakdowns every week. Share this with someone who needs a push, because we rise together. And if you're hungry to keep pushing your mental limits, I've got the perfect next step for you. Check out my summary of The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. This book will show you how to unleash massive confidence, set bold goals, and finally believe that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. Suppose the 10x rule fired you up. The Magic of Thinking Big will show you how to make that ambition unstoppable. Watch it now and keep your momentum going.